Okay, hi, my name is Jennifer, and I was down in Miami this weekend giving a talk, and beforehand I went to lunch with a bunch of people, and we were talking about labels, which seems to be a favorite topic of people in the larger, free thought movement. And the case was made that humanism is a subset of atheism. Not all atheists are humanists, but all humanists are atheists. And I don't think that's exactly true. In fact, I know it's not true. I think that the better way to describe it is that humanism is apatheist. It's a secular philosophy. It's focused on the here and now and what we can do practically. But I don't think you have to be an atheist to be focused on the here and now and the practical and to ignore the supernatural. I think you just have to decide that even if there's a supernatural, which I happen to be an atheist. I'm going to make this clear. I'm an atheist. But I think humanism being a secular philosophy just requires that you decide that you're going to ignore anything that's supernatural. It's not going to enter into your decision making. For me, I would say that humanism is not an atheist philosophy. It's actually an apatheist philosophy. What do I mean by apatheist philosophy? Well, apatheist means whether or not there's a God or not, or whether or not there's a supernatural. Let's just expand it to everything that's considered supernatural. That's not going to impact how I choose to live my life and how I choose to make decisions. Okay, so the reason I think humanism is apatheist is because if tomorrow there was incontrovertible proof of God's existence, there was no way to deny a God existed, well, there wouldn't be any atheists anymore. Because you can't be an atheist acknowledging the existence of God. There would probably be some mesotheists, people who don't like God, but that's not the same thing as being an atheist, which has no God. On the other hand, if there was incontrovertible proof of God's existence, there would still be humanists, because humanism is not dependent on atheism. It's dependent on not caring that there's a God or not. It's not relevant. And I think when you talk to humanists, and I'd like to get feedback on this, because that's my sense of it, and my sense of talking to other humanists is that the existence or non-existence of God is completely irrelevant to the fact that they're a humanist. Obviously, it's easier to not care what God wants or doesn't want if you don't believe God exists in the first place. And I think most humanists don't. But that being said, it's really not a big deal, even if a God of some sort did exist, or even if there were supernatural things in the world. It's really not that big a deal to a humanist, because that's not why we're humanists. We're humanists because we choose to live our lives ethically based on a value system based on human compassion. God or no God doesn't affect that for me. So again, I've never viewed humanism, even though I'm an atheist, I've never viewed humanism as a subset of atheism, because it's outside the realm, because atheism is irrelevant to humanism. What's relevant is the apatheism, the attitude that you don't care whether there's a God or not, or anything supernatural. So I'd be curious to hear your all opinions on this. Obviously, humanism is a secular philosophy, and it's easier to be secular when you don't care about the existence of God, or if you don't believe in God. But I don't think humanism is a subset of atheism. I think it's an approach that gets taken when you take an apatheist attitude. So it's about choice rather than belief. Looking forward to your feedback on this.